What's going on, you guys? Zach here from PremiumBeat.com. Today we're going to be talking about probably the most important rule that every single filmmaker should follow. And I'm kind of speaking upon every single editor out there who's ever had to edit someone's footage who doesn't do this, which is the 3-second rule. So essentially the 3-second rule is where you make sure every single shot runs for at least 3 seconds. So let's say you're out there on the field filming something and you're catching fireworks going off, and there's fireworks going off over here. Make sure you unless you're shooting like phantom speed, like super slow-mo, make sure you capture at least 3 seconds of the fireworks here before you pan over and get over here. Okay, I already know what you're saying. You're like, Zach, why don't I film for longer? Why can't I film for 4 seconds or 5 seconds or I don't know, 10 seconds? The big thing to keep in mind is, yeah, those are really good time frames to film, but this is like the 3 seconds of gold before you move forward. So your shot still might be 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds long. Might be that's the time that you press record, but you only need 3 seconds of gold. And it really depends on the type of footage. So for instance, if you're shooting something like a really long take style piece where it was kind of prepped that the shots will go on really, really long, then yes, you will have to capture longer than 3 seconds. But if you're doing anything like a wedding video or event coverage or even anything commercial or anything in the narrative space and you're B camera and you're capturing little details, as the editor, speaking for all editors, we need at least 3 seconds of really, really good content before we can implement that into an edit. Now, the reason why we utilize 3 seconds as opposed to 2 seconds or 4 seconds is because 3 seconds is a really good window of time, especially if, let's say, you're shooting at like 60 frames per second. It's a good window of time because that means at least I get 1 full second of good footage and then buffer 1 second on either side. Now, the preferred length, the best length would be like 6 seconds. Therefore, I have a little bit of wiggle room to kind of maneuver around my shots, but the bare bones minimum is 3 seconds. A really good example of the 3-second rule is sort of this shot. I want to get B-roll of this building right here with like all of the flowers growing on the side of it. Now, I have to film it for about 3 seconds. I want to do a nice slow dolly move. So if I start filming it like this and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, I need to go over here and capture this shot. That little move that I was doing a couple seconds ago really does nothing for me as the editor because it's not going long enough for anything. So I really have to make sure I've got my shot composed. So it's like, I like this, and I'm gonna do my move for 1, 2, 3. Now I can move forward and then get another shot, which might be like this. And then I'll go for 1, 2, 3, go. But another thing that doesn't work is if I've got this shot composed, and I go 1, 2, kind of slip up, 1, 3. Make sure you get a nice long 1, 2, 3, and then you move forward. And that's with all of your B-roll shots. But let's say, for instance, you go for a little longer. Let's say you want to go for something like this, where it's like, okay, I really like these posts here. I go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just almost too much of footage of these guys. I got it probably within the first couple seconds, and I really didn't need to drag this on any further. Usually as shooters, things are kind of run and gun, and you don't want to be spending 20 seconds capturing the shot of someone walking in the park. It's just, that kind of goes on too long, and you're kind of wasting time now to capture something else. Once you've got it, you've got that nice window, then move forward. If it's, let's say, 30 seconds of a lamppost, it's probably gonna become kind of aggravating for me because I don't need all of that footage. You burnt up all the space in your memory cards, you're spending like 10 to 30 seconds on filming, you've wasted a ton of time of your day. So having that window between 3 to 6 seconds of like golden footage is just, oh, wonderful as an editor. And so this applies to basically all camera movement, all drone movement, any sort of gear that you're utilizing. Make sure you have that rollout for that length of time. This is totally coming from a personal view, but I know a lot of editors who struggle with this issue where a shooter didn't get the right length of footage, and therefore the edit's kind of sacrificed because you're editing like 2-second clips, and that's just so annoying as an editor because you don't have enough to work with. So make sure when you're shooting, always, always, always think of the editor, because it's not about what's happening in your little monitor, it's about what's happening on the big screen when it's all finished. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.